Have you ever wondered why they say that the road to hell is paved with good intentions? I've always found this kind of a confusing expression. I mean, you would think that bad intentions would be the more appropriate paving material for such a journey. And despite that fact, good intentions do seem to be behind some of the worst failures and even greatest atrocities in world history. Don't believe me? Let's take a look at a few policies that were based on good intentions and yielded undesirable outcomes. For instance, the British government tried to reduce the threat of cobras in India. What was their policy? They offered a bounty for each cobra you killed and brought to them. What was the result? People started breeding more cobras. The United States government attempted to combat poverty by establishing a complex and expensive welfare state in the 1960s. The result was poverty, which had been trending down for decades, actually flatlined, and out-of-wedlock births skyrocketed. Perhaps the worst case is the Great Leap Forward in Mao's China. Mao's intention was to strengthen the Chinese economy and achieve greater equity through things like the collectivization of farming. What was the result? A massive famine which led to the deaths of literally tens of millions of people. Now, in each case, government officials had good, perhaps even noble intentions. So why didn't it achieve the promised results? And the problem there lies in failing to understand the difference between intentions and incentives. So the English intended to reduce the cobra population, but they incentivized the breeding of cobras by paying you for each one you brought in. The US government intended to help families, but they actually incentivized the destruction of the family through greater divorce and out-of-wedlock births by subsidizing it. And in the case of China, by collectivizing farming, they actually eliminated proper incentives associated with property rights and getting to own what you actually work for. Ultimately, people may like the idea of good intentions, but we operate based off of incentives, and no amount of good intentions will overcome a policy which produces perverse incentives. So, why are good intentions the favorite paving material for the road to hell? Well, C.S. Lewis may have said it best when he stated, "Of all tyrannies, a tyranny sincerely exercised for the good of its victims may be the most oppressive. It would be better to live under robber barons than under omnipotent moral busybodies. The robber baron's cruelty may sometimes sleep, his cupidity may at some point be satiated. But those who torment us for our own good will torment us without end, for they do so with the approval of their own conscience. They may be more likely to go to heaven, yet at the same time likelier to make a hell of earth." You want another example? Check out our video on why a nation of trillionaires couldn't buy bread to find out how a government with good intentions impoverished an entire society.